Women aren't drawn to men who give them everything. They are drawn to men who give them something they can't find anywhere else: strength, certainty, and control. Imagine this. A man walks into a room full of people. He doesn't need to speak the loudest. He doesn't need to beg for attention. Yet everyone feels his presence. Why? Because he radiates calm authority. Now compare him to another man who's constantly trying to prove himself, making jokes, oversharing, and desperately seeking approval. Which one do you think women are magnetized to? Always the first. Here's the truth. 99% of men fail because they're too available, too eager, and too emotional. Women see this everywhere, all the time. But the man who flips the script, the man who withholds, controls, and carries himself with quiet strength, becomes unforgettable. That's why these next 3 traits are not just habits. They are weapons of attraction that women can't resist. Part 1. Emotional self-control, full detail. The man who controls his emotions controls the relationship. Think about the strongest men in history. Stoic leaders, warriors, philosophers. They faced chaos daily, yet they never allowed their emotions to dominate their decisions. Now apply this to women. A woman might test you with anger, with silence, with jealousy, or with drama. This is not cruelty, it's instinct. She wants to know, can this man handle me? Can this man handle life? Most men fail this instantly. They shout back. They sulk, they beg, and at that moment she knows he is weak. But the 1%? They remain calm. Their voice stays steady. Their breathing controlled. They don't match her storm. They become the anchor in it. And when a woman feels this stability, she feels safe. That safety transforms into respect, and respect turns into desire. Part 2. Silence is strength, full detail. The man who speaks less makes every word matter more. Here's a secret. Women are more attracted to mystery than answers. Most men think, if I tell her everything, if I keep her entertained, she'll like me more. Wrong. Oversharing kills curiosity. Talking too much kills intrigue. But when you use silence strategically, something magical happens. She starts filling the space. She starts wondering what you're thinking. She leans in closer, trying to decode you, and that curiosity pulls her deeper into your orbit. Even in conversation, the man who pauses before speaking, who lets his words sink in, communicates power. Why? Because silence is uncomfortable for most people. The man who's comfortable with it is the man in control. And control, once again, is irresistible. Part 3. The power of walking away, full detail. A man who can walk away is a man she can never forget. Nothing destroys attraction faster than desperation. Most men cling to a woman even when she disrespects them, fearing they'll never find someone else. And women can smell this fear. But here's the paradox. The less you fear losing her, the less likely you are to lose her. When a man is willing to walk away, not as a bluff, but from genuine self-respect, he sends a silent but powerful message. I value myself more than your approval. That confidence shakes her. It makes her rethink her behavior. It forces her to see you differently. Because deep down, every woman knows the man who doesn't need her is the man she needs the most. Part 4. Controlled touch. The right touch at the right moment speaks louder than 1,000 words. Touch is primal. It bypasses logic and speaks directly to emotion. But here's the catch. Most men either touch too much, too soon, or never at all. A man of control understands timing. He doesn't rush. He lets the moment build. A touch on her lower back as you guide her through a doorway. A light brush of your hand across hers when you take something from her. Subtle, intentional, confident. Why does this matter? Because it creates tension. Women don't want constant contact. They want the kind of touch that lingers in their mind long after it happens. The man who knows how to touch sparingly, but with presence, becomes the man who feels unforgettable. Part 5. Unshakable standards. A woman doesn't respect the man who gives her everything. She respects the man who demands the best from her. Most men chase. They bend rules, lower standards, and sacrifice their principles to keep her around. And when they do, she loses respect. But the man who lives by his code, he becomes magnetic. If she disrespects his time, he leaves. If she crosses a boundary, he calls it out. If she plays games, he doesn't chase, he withdraws. Why does this pull her closer? Because women are wired to test strength. When you enforce your standards, you prove that you cannot be manipulated. And the harder she pushes, the more she craves the man who cannot be broken. That's not arrogance, that's leadership. Part 6. The art of presence. When you are with her, be fully there. When you are gone, be fully gone. This is where 99% of men fail. They sit with her but check their phones. They listen halfway, distracted, never truly present. Women feel this instantly, and it kills attraction. But the man who looks her in the eye when she speaks, who listens without rushing to reply, who makes her feel like she is the only person in the world in that moment, that man is unforgettable. And here's the twist. When he leaves fully. He's not texting her every minute. He's not desperate for validation. His absence becomes felt just as much as his presence. This balance creates polarity, and polarity creates desire. Part 7, Mystery and Depth. The less she knows, the more she wants to find out. Most men reveal their entire lives in one sitting. They talk about their past, their future, their fears, their dreams, all at once. They kill mystery before it's born. But the man of depth, he reveals himself slowly. A glimpse here, a story there, always leaving more unsaid. He lives a life beyond her. Passions, goals, discipline, things she can sense but cannot fully grasp. This mystery keeps her mind engaged. She starts imagining. She starts chasing answers. And when her imagination is involved, her attraction multiplies. Because mystery isn't about hiding. It's about letting her uncover you piece by piece, and never all at once. Part 8, Command of Energy. A woman feels your energy before she hears your words. Think about it. A man can walk into a room without saying a word, and still shift the atmosphere. His posture, his breathing, his calmness, his quiet confidence, all of it radiates. Women pick up on this faster than men realize. If your energy is desperate, needy, or nervous, she feels it instantly. But if your energy is grounded, steady eye contact, controlled movements, a relaxed voice, she feels drawn to it. Why? Because your energy communicates dominance without aggression, confidence without arrogance, calmness without weakness. And when you master your energy, you don't just attract women, you command respect from everyone. Part 9, When she tests your silence. Silence is one of the strongest psychological tools a man can use. A woman will often test you by giving you silence, pulling away or becoming distant. Many men panic in this moment, chasing her, sending long texts, begging for validation. But the man who remains calm, grounded, and unshaken instantly separates himself from the rest. She realizes your confidence isn't dependent on her reactions. In fact, your silence becomes a mirror. She starts to hear her own thoughts louder. She feels the weight of your absence. And slowly, she begins to question herself. A man who doesn't rush to fill silence shows he is in control. That control is magnetic, and it's the reason why she comes back to you instead of running further away. Part 10, When she sees you walk away. There is nothing more powerful than when a man has the strength to walk away. Most men fear losing her, but the truth is, women are most attracted when they see you can live without them. When you walk away with dignity, you force her to confront the reality that she is not in control. This breaks her ego because in her mind, she thought she had you wrapped around her finger. The moment she sees you leave, she starts to chase, not because you begged, but because she realizes you are rare. A man who values himself above any relationship is untouchable, and women can sense it instantly. Walking away isn't about giving up. It's about proving that you are the prize. Final word, the Stoic power that makes her obsess. At the core of everything we've discussed lies one timeless truth. A man who has control over his mind, his emotions, and his desires will always stand above the rest. Women are naturally drawn to power, not the kind that shouts, but the kind that whispers through discipline, silence, and presence. By practicing Stoic self-control, by mastering your emotions, controlling your seed and never allowing her actions to dictate your worth, you become the man she can't stop thinking about. She may meet hundreds of men in her life, but the one who is unshaken, unbothered, and deeply rooted in his values is unforgettable. That is the man she will never forget, even if she pretends to.